Hey folks, Jonathan here. I just got off a live group coaching session and there was a really timely question that one of the members asked. And I wanted to jump on here and share it because of the timing. So the question was basically um, what should a sales averse solopreneur do to maximize revenue from now to the end of the year? So, as I'm recording this, it is September 2021. And this period of the year, right after the summer ends until the holidays, there's about 100 days that are very fertile for new business. It's kind of like people are maybe checked out a little bit during the summer. They're on vacation. Lots of other people are on vacation. You can't get as much stuff done. And when the summer's over, it's kind of like, okay, we need to get down to business. We need to do some work, get some stuff done before the holidays, and then we're on vacation again and we can't get decisions made or we're out or whatever. So the fall and also the spring are really good times for new business. And if you don't have something new lined up now, it's going to be a dead zone once the holidays start, and it's going to be until probably January, February at least. All right. So, what can you do if you're not into doing sales and you really want to scare up some work in this time period? Really, any time period, but now is a great time to do it. The first thing, there's going to be three things I'm going to tell you. The first thing is probably the easiest one or the one that feels the most comfortable is to just reach back out to your past clients and shoot them a short email and just say something like, hey, I've got some unexpected availability in my calendar for the next few weeks, or I just wrapped up a big project and I've got some availability. Is there anything I can do to help grow your business? Signed your name. That's the whole email. Simple. Send that out to all of your past clients. You can add in a little bit of specifics about maybe something that had to do with the project that you worked on, instead of just grow your business. Is there something I could do to help extend into the phase 2 that we talked about last year? Or is there, anything on your marketing site that I could improve or that's getting out of date? Whatever specifics you've got for the past clients, because you know how they work and you know their specifics. So if you can add those things in, that's fine. But keep the email really short. Just let them know that you have availability and you'd like to, if they want to invest in working with you, then now's a perfect time to do it. Okay, so that's the first way, reach out to past clients. The second way is to contact everyone you know, family, friends, colleagues, anybody that knows you, loves you, trusts you, knows you're cool. They don't have to be business people. They're just anybody that is in your circle of friends and family and colleagues, people that do trust you. And you say to them, you just quick email, hey Bob, do you know anybody in, and then you say target market. So like whatever your target market is, your niche, whoever you're focused on helping, say, hey Bob, do you know anybody who sells rents kayaks, or do you know anybody that trains thoroughbred horses or sells thoroughbred horses? And you would be shocked the way that the world is all networked together, social networked together these days. It is shocking how many people will know someone in your target market. And so now your friend or family member or close colleague, they trust you. They know you're not salesy or spammy or disreputable. So they trust you. And their friend, this contact who's in your target market, is going to trust them. So you can inherit a little bit of trust through that relationship and potentially get an introduction. So if anybody emails you back, one of your, whatever your sister emails back and says, yeah, I know somebody who trains thoroughbred horses, you could say, oh, that's awesome. I do mobile apps for thoroughbred horse trainers. Last year, and then what you want to do is insert something after that that's like a big win, whatever your biggest win was. So you could say something like, last year I built an app for Equine Now that won an award or doubled their business or whatever the metric is. So the reply to your friend or your family member is, wow, that's great. I do mobile apps for that target market, or I do thing for that vertical or that type of person, that ideal buyer. And last year I had this big win, or here's my biggest success to date. Would you feel comfortable sending an introduction email to that person? And then your friend the middle person, can send that email to the other party. So if Alice is your friend and Bob trains thoroughbred horses and Alice and Bob are friends, and Alice then can send an email to Bob that says, hey Bob, I've got a friend who does mobile apps for thoroughbred horse trainers. Last year, he doubled equinenow.com's revenue by launching into the App Store. Would you like an intro? That's what Alice says to Bob. And then Bob, who's your ideal buyer, someone in your target market, Bob can say, sure, that'd be great. I'd love to talk, because Bob trusts Alice and Alice trusts you. So she sends the email and there's a value proposition for Bob. He understands what the call would be about. And, and you jump into a call and you'd say, potentially have some kind of engagement scared up. Okay, so that's the second way. Ask your circle of friends, family, and colleagues for introductions to people in your target market. Oh, I almost forgot to say, when you tell your friends who your target market is, it's really important that you don't expect them to have ESP. So if you say, Alice, my friend Alice, hey, Alice, do you know anybody who's thinking about expanding? Or do you know anybody who's really struggling with cash flow issues? Alice is probably not going to know that about her circle of friends. It needs to be something obvious to Alice. It needs to be something really demographic. It's like something Alice would just know. It could be something behavioral, like you could say, do you know what, hey, Alice, do you know anybody who goes kayaking all the time or goes on a cruise every year, or something behavioral? But usually it's going to be, do you know anybody that runs a chain of laundromats? And Alice is going to immediately know. Or it could be demographic, like, do you know anybody who's in their third trimester of pregnancy? So give your friends and family and colleagues something to go on so that they'll immediately know if they know someone, if they have someone in their Rolodex who is your ideal buyer. That's an important piece of this. It won't work if you just expect your friends to have ESP and like know who's thinking about redesigning their website or something like that. That won't get anywhere. So come up with a really clear, obvious, external characteristic that you can share with your friends about your ideal buyer or your target market. So they'll immediately have a Rolodex moment and be able to say, yeah, I do know someone who does that or is that or has that. Okay, and then the third way is probably the least favorite way of these. It's cold outreach. Nobody likes doing it, but it works. It does work. It's a numbers game, and if you aren't spammy, then it's not spam. So the way I would approach this is basically the same way as the friend of a friend introduction, but you just don't have a friend of a friend. So these don't work as well. But but you can probably contact tons of people this way, but you just don't be spammy. It's not spam if you're not spammy. So if you are targeting thoroughbred horse breeders and you build mobile apps for them, and that's your target market, that's your discipline, and you did have a really big win for maybe a brand that they had heard of or someone in their space that's true, and you can speak to it, or maybe you even have a testimonial. You could reach out to them and say, hey, Bob, you don't know me. My name is Alice. I do mobile apps for thoroughbred horse trainers. Last year, I had a huge win with equinenow.com. I doubled their traffic by putting apps in iTunes and Google Play stores. Would you like to chat and see if there's something I could do for you? That's the whole email. No links to your portfolio, no links to anything. Maybe underneath your signature, there's a link to your website. It's just a 2 or 3 sentence email. Gets right to the point. Hey, Bob, you don't know me. My name's Alice. I build mobile apps, or I do mobile apps for people just like you. I had a huge win. Give yourself some credibility. Would you like to chat? And if they say no, great. If they say yes, great. If they say nothing, personally, I would leave them alone. Other people say follow up. That gets a little pushier, if you ask me. So hopefully, one of the other 2 approaches will work better for you, but this cold outreach approach can work if you're comfortable with it. And just don't be spammy. Nobody needs more spam. Just a quick, hey, I help people like you. Are you looking for help? If not, totally cool. I'll leave you alone. So to recap, the 3 ways are to reach out to past clients and tell them you have availability. Reach out to your circle of friends and family and colleagues and ask if they know anyone in your target market. And then third, reach out to people in your target market and clearly and succinctly give them some relevant information about how you might be able to help them. Not 3 paragraphs with links to your portfolio and a bunch of other garbage, just like a simple, short 3 sentence email. Cool. Hopefully this is helpful to folks. This is the time of year to scale up work. If you don't have good lead flow and you're not sure, maybe you've got a whale client or a couple of big clients and you never know when that's going to dry up and you don't have any leads in the pipeline, now is the time to start these conversations. You've got about 100 days from today, which is September 9th. So get on it if you are, if you don't have a good pipeline of leads right now. Cool. Okay. So I guess that's it. I'll see if there's, yep, a couple of comments, no questions. So that's cool. If you are interested in jumping in and having questions like these answered, I do have a group coaching community. You can go to my website to find out more about that. I'll link to it in the show notes. But otherwise, I'll just see you next time on YouTube.